I heard 3 bangs on my windshield as I was going. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I did not want to live anymore at one point. The pain was absolutely horrible. It was excruciating, and as much meds as they would give me, nothing would work. My life was not supposed to be in his hands. He's not God.
She was shot 5 times but miraculously survived. Survivor Erica Torres from the assault trial of Billy Delgado joins us live this morning. Delgado sentenced to 50 years in prison for the shooting. So has Erica finally found justice? And what comes next for her and her family? Plus, 4 family members killed and a 7-month-old baby left abandoned on a front yard. A rural Tennessee community is waking up on edge this morning as the suspect is still at large. And parents Ihsan and Zahraa Ali found not guilty of trying to kill their teenage daughter. Reaction to the verdict in the attempted honor killing trial. It's all coming up next for you right here on Opening Statements. Good Friday morning to you and welcome to Opening Statements. I'm Julie Grant. This is the show where we get you all warmed up and all ready to go for the big day ahead on Court TV Live. And we've got a big Friday to end our work week. So let's start things off as we always do. Grab that cup of coffee. It's time for my opening statement. Where does she go from here? Where in the world does Fatima Ali go from here? Her parents were acquitted of trying to kill her. She was a star witness testifying against them. So now, what in the world is her life going to be like? Her mother was released from jail right after the verdict. Her father's still in jail. He's looking at around a year's prison time, but he's already done 8 months, so he'll get that credit for that time served. So what happens when he's back home? Fatima has been in the custody of the state of Washington since that terrible attack happened at her school bus stop. And she recently turned 18, so does that mean she's going to be on her own now? How will her parents treat her? Can she ever safely return to her childhood home? I tell you what, my friends, I've got lots of questions. My heart breaks for that young lady. That violence was so bold, so brazen, and so unacceptable. It makes me wonder, what kind of childhood did she have growing up? I wonder if that was the first time her father put his hands on her. I sure hope that she has a strong and stable support system to turn to, as she needs to continue healing from what happened to her. That was a terrible, traumatic incident that no child should ever have to endure. May God bless her and keep her safe wherever she goes. That's my opening statement. Let me know if you like it. Right now, it's time for your daily docket and your top story. Here we go.
I felt so much pain that I wanted to die at one point. I did ask to stop. I did not want to live anymore at one point.
State of Texas versus Billy Delgado. We, the jury, find the defendant, Billy Delgado, guilty of aggravated assault causing serious bodily injury with a deadly weapon to a family member, felony of the first degree, signed by the presiding juror. We assess his punishment at confinement in the Institutional Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for a term of 50 years.
Defendant Billy Delgado sentenced to 50 years in prison for the aggravated assault, the shooting of his now ex-wife, Erica Torres. As you can see in the video, Delgado shot at Erica 14 times. 5 shots hit her, but fortunately she managed to drive away, getting into a terrible accident down the road. She spent an entire year in the hospital, a whole year recovering from her injuries. But she lived to tell her story, and she testified against Delgado earlier this week. This morning, I'm so pleased to welcome onto this program survivor Erica Torres and her mother, Edith Terrazas. Good morning to you both, and thank you for coming on today. First question to you, please, Erica. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. It's just trying to get back to what would be a normal day.
Do you feel that you've gotten justice?
I'm satisfied with the years. I'll be able to start over without having to look over my shoulder for a really long time, which is satisfying enough.
Yeah, you know, you said looking over your shoulder. I was wondering as I was watching the trial if it was a violent, abusive relationship, and abusive can mean any type, emotional, financial, physical, all those things. What was it like living with Billy Delgado? Was it an abusive relationship where you felt scared all the time and looking over your shoulder?
Living with Billy was always very, we always had to wonder how he was going to wake up, how he wanted to do things that day. It all depended how he would wake up. I can't say that every day was a bad day. I can't say that. But when it was bad, it was bad. And yes, it was toxic. It was very unhealthy.
Thank God you're out now, Erica. Edith, let me turn to you. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Satisfied, like my daughter said. Our biggest concern was, them being able to move forward, her being able to start her life again, being able to make a new life for her and my granddaughters. It is very hard to explain. My oldest granddaughter, she's 11, and kids nowadays use social media, so she's very aware of what's going on, and she was very relieved to see the amount of time that he was going to be, behind bars, because she doesn't have to be scared that he's going to come and hurt her mom.
Edith, thank you for that. I wanted to ask how the kids are doing because they've been through a lot, as you both know. How would you say they're doing now with some finality here to this awful, awful time?
My girls have actually, yes, they have trauma. They've been doing therapy. But my girls showed a lot of resilience. They strived really well in school. Granted, with everything that was going on, they had a really good school year. They've been playing sports. They have their friends. They've been able to be around and not have so much change. They're doing good, but they do have in the back of their mind that I'm not coming home. They worry so much every time I leave the house without them that I'm coming home.
When you were in the hospital, how often did you think you wouldn't come home?
I don't think it was so much that I wasn't going to get to come home. It was more of what was my life going to be after I left the hospital. I'm a very active person. Prior to that, my worry was that I was going to be unable to do the stuff that I love to do. But at the moment, I'm not able to, but hopefully with time, I will be able to do the stuff that I love to be doing. But it was mainly just scary enough to know that I may have a hole and my intestine in a bag for the rest of my life. So that was pretty much the scary part.
What do you think's been tougher, Erica, getting through the physical pain and the physical difficulties and limitations and setbacks, or the mental anguish and grief of going through such a traumatic series of events?
I would have to say the hardest part has been the mental part. You don't have control over it. Prior to all of this, I never knew what anxiety and depression were at all, and PTSD and having trauma, didn't know what it was to be like, and now it's like I have no control over my own mind. It's frustrating. It's really sad that I have to deal with something that I didn't have to deal with before.
No, it is. You shouldn't have to deal with this, and we're so sorry that you are. You've been incredibly brave, incredibly courageous. Tell me, that day when your cousin testified about how she was on the phone with you and you didn't want to hang up with her, it seemed that you were scared. It's like you almost had a sense that something bad was going to happen. What was going through your mind then, Erica?
It was just unbelievable at the fact that somebody can unload a gun on somebody, especially not knowing what was going on with the whole situation at hand. It was uncalled for, and I was really beyond scared.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was despicable what he did. Absolutely despicable, horrible. Before he even raised the gun up, when you were just driving there, and I'm sorry if my question was confusing, when your cousin was on the phone with you and you were talking and said that you didn't want to hang up, you wanted her to stay on the phone with you, was it like, did you think he was going to do something when you were going there that day to pick up your daughter?
No, I didn't think he was going to do anything to me. I thought that he was just going to start arguing and fighting with me, which was I was trying to avoid that. And usually I was able to avoid it if I had somebody with me in the vehicle or if I had somebody on the line. He would just,
He would see you were busy and leave you alone. No, that makes sense, Erica. Edith, I want to ask you, please, of course, mom knows best, right? And, I wondered as a parent, did you ever get feelings about him or have some kind of a sense, any red flags? Was there ever anything that happened prior to this incident where you maybe thought something's not right with Billy Delgado?
Yes, because of their disagreements, and they had already separated several times prior to all of this, I had expressed my feelings to my daughter and told her, that I really did not think that the relationship was healthy and that they needed to go their separate ways. But somehow, as much as she wanted to try to start things on her own, Mr. Delgado would always come and look for her and tell her that he was sorry and that he was going to get, counseling and he was going to get some help, and that he wanted to have his family together. And, Erica wasn't because she didn't want to be with him or she didn't love him. She also wanted to try to fix things, but unfortunately, the way she mentions, Billy has those two sides. He can be, a charming person, a nice person, someone, you can sit down with. But then he has his moments when he's a completely different person and, you just can't reason with him.
Mm-hmm. That seemed very evident from what we saw in the trial, and that's exactly what I want to talk with you both more about. Edith and Erica, stand by kindly, please. We'll hit a break. When we come back, we'll hear more about the story that the defendant told on the stand at trial, and also what it was like.
My body was in so much pain. I didn't even know where pain was radiating from. I kept passing out. I just did not want to die.
We'll hear about Erica Torres' perspective, plus a shocking story out of Tennessee, a manhunt underway for a suspect who killed 4 family members and left a baby abandoned on a front yard.
Heard 3 bangs on my windshield as I was going, and the only thing I remember seeing is literally his hand as I turned to the side as I was passing him, and just hearing gunshot after gunshot after gunshot. I came to a realization that I got shot because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I kept trying to gasp for air, and as I was gasping for air, I felt like something was tying around my waist so tight. Like I looked down to see my abdomen, and I just see red on my dress.
That was shooting survivor Erica Torres testifying against her now ex-husband, Billy Delgado. Erica was shot 5 times in the abdomen. While driving away, she got into a terrible crash, but miraculously, she lived to tell her story. She spent a year recovering from her injuries in the hospital, and Delgado was convicted of aggravated assault and sentenced to spend the next 50 years of his life in prison. I'm so pleased to have on the show with me survivor Erica Torres and her mother, Edith Terrazas. Erica, when we look at that video and what happened to you, both videos, the shooting video, the crash video, all of it, and hear about how many times you were hit, how much time you spent in the hospital, it's incredible. It's incredible, him in such close proximity to you, that you survived this. Do you often wonder how you survived it?
Yes, I do. I do sit a lot wondering how. How is it possible? Sitting in the hospital for a whole year with injuries that do not have a textbook. Like, oh, you have from this day to this day, month-wise. Everything was always so, we just have to see. There was never a clear answer. Even till this day right now, we still don't have a clear answer of how I'll be later on, which is scary. But I do have hope and I have faith that if I was able to survive that shooting, I was able to survive the surgeries and the pain that it was going through, I'm sure I'll be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel when it's time.
Yes, you will. You're so strong, so brave. You were incredible on the witness stand. How was that for you? How was that getting in front of all those people and recounting something so horrific?
It was really, really nerve-wracking. Really nerve-wracking. I have this thing where when I'm so nervous, I smile and laugh. So it was just really nervous. I was very nervous, and just the simple fact that I got to, face Billy face to face and actually look at him. I was nervous, but at the same time, I was satisfied. So he knows that, I survived and I'm going to be able to continue life.
Yes, you will. Erica, what did it feel like when Billy Delgado's defense team kept trying to paint him as the domestic violence victim and paint you as the aggressor?
It was really hard to watch, especially the things that they were saying online, or like not online, but on the stand. It was really hard to watch because I know deep down inside, I'm not a bad mom. I do not abuse my kids. So it's really hard knowing that they were able to, say those kind of things about me online, knowing that I am Emmy's mom and I wasn't the one who shot somebody.
Right.
Oh,
go ahead, please.
And would it be the other way if I would have shot at him? Would they feel the way they feel right now up there on the stand? It felt like they were giving it as an excuse. It is okay to go, you don't have a record, and you paint the other person as this horrible person who abuses you and your children, and it's not even true. I don't understand how somebody would want to be with somebody like that.
Yeah, they were tough on you in the cross-examinations, especially there was one moment that stood out to us in the penalty phase when counsel was crossing you. Let's look back at that moment together now.
You have experience being in jail. Did you have a very pleasant experience while you were there?
No.
Back in 2012, you were booked into the Laredo Police Department for assaulting a family member. How many days in jail did you do for that?
I was not in jail. I was in there for 6 hours.
So how could you have picked up a cocaine charge if you're June 1st, 2024?
Again, I was not arrested by an officer. I am still pending those charges.
You have a brother named Louis?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and has he been to prison?
Yes.
For what?
I don't know.
He's your brother, you wouldn't know?
I object
No,
to
I
relevance,
don't.
Your Honor.
Sustained.
Did you discuss his experiences in prison?
No, I
Objection to
don't.
relevance.
Judge, it's relevant. They're trying to send my client to prison.
Erica, anything you would like to say or explain here and now about that and some of the accusations and things that were being brought up on that cross?
The proper investigations were done, and as well, the proper investigations were done and they were closed. And my daughter, I've spoken to her, and she denies all allegations of any kind of sexual assault from my brother. She says that never happened. She's voiced to me that it was her dad who told her that. She says that never happened. So I'll take my daughter speaking to me, and she's very vocal. She's a very vocal little girl, and she will tell you how she feels. So I will believe her, and like I said as well, they did the investigation that they had to do, and it was closed. Mm-hmm. And allegations towards myself, I'm not a perfect person. Unfortunately, being with Billy brought out a really horrible person about me. I was married prior to Mr. Delgado, and there's never been any accusations at any point to the way they were with Mr. Delgado.
Erica and Edith, I'm curious, was the first time you heard the story about these allegations of abuse allegedly by your brother, allegedly with your daughter, was the first time you heard about it at this trial when he got on the stand, or had you heard it previously?
I'll go ahead and answer. Well, I'll answer first since I heard about them. The first time I heard about the allegations, Billy's mom actually had come to the hospital while Erica was in surgery. And she came and she was expressing, how bad she felt about what had happened, and she couldn't believe it, and how she had been on the phone with Billy when all of this transpired, and how Billy had told her what my granddaughter had said about my son. And she's just the way she stated to the police, the way Erica's attorney said, she said, there's no way possible. And one of the things that I don't understand is she goes on the stand and says that she spent all of this time with my granddaughter and she saw all of these things. Why, if my daughter was such a bad daughter, Why is it that they never called CPS before? Why did they never make an allegation before? How is it possible that my granddaughter went to daycare? She's gone to school. This past year, she went to pre-K. Not once has she ever showed any signs of abuse. She's a happy child. Regardless of everything that happened, she blossomed and excelled excellent this year in school. And she's been happy. A child that has been
great.
Abused and has gone through something like that would show some type of signs. What kind of mother does he have that saw these red flags and didn't do anything?
That's a fair
If
question.
she alleges she spent all of this time with her.
Sure. Well, and it's kind of getting to what I was wondering about when the story came up. So it came up after he had shot your daughter, Edith. So essentially, you were saying the first time you heard it was when your daughter's hospitalized, and then his mother is relating it from him. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because he only disclosed it, apparently to his mom when he was on the phone with her, and then, that's how we were able to find out what he was saying in regards to his excuse for shooting my daughter, which still doesn't make any sense. If my son was the one who did, this, why go after her mother?
Yeah, it made no sense to me. I said it on my show the other day. I thought it was a garbage story. It was like he was looking for a free pass to commit an aggravated assault. Thank goodness you survived. Erica Torres, Edith Terrazas, thank you both for coming on, for answering all our questions this morning. Every good wish to you as you continue your healing journey with your family and with the children. Take good care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up next here on Opening Statements.
I hope she come back in the home. I hope that. I love her. Really, I love her. I need she come back in home.
Oh my, do you see this? Zahraa Ali released from prison after she was acquitted of trying to kill her teenage daughter Fatima, and she wants her to come back to their home. We'll talk about that, plus a rural Tennessee community on edge after a family of 4 was murdered and a baby abandoned. The latest is next. Welcome back to Opening Statements. Now to a disturbing story out of Tennessee where a family of 4 was found dead 2 hours north of Memphis. Thursday, the FBI identified a suspect in the quadruple murder linked to an abandoned baby. Austin Drummond is his name. Now, Austin Drummond has been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, among other counts. He's still at large this morning, and you'll see the getaway car he's believed to be driving. There it is there. The bodies of 4 adults were found in a wooded Lake County, Tennessee area. Let's remember these victims. The baby's mom, 20-year-old Adriana Williams. The baby's father, 21-year-old Jason Wilson. The baby's grandmother, 38-year-old Courtney Rose. And the baby's uncle, 15-year-old Braden Williams. Tuesday, the baby was found safe on somebody's front lawn in Dyer County, Tennessee, which is about 45 minutes away from Lake County. Let's bring in our special guest to talk about this. She's a retired FBI Special Agent, Jennifer Coffindaffer, someone who's been following this case since the news broke. Jennifer, good morning to you. Share with us your thoughts, please, on this case overall. If this guy is the killer, what in the world went on here, do you think?
Well, when I looked at this case, the first thing I thought was, what is this guy's background? And sure enough, he has a background of robberies. And when you look at that, it made me wonder, could that have been the motive? Did he enter this house for the purpose of robbing and come upon these individuals, kill them, but not have the heart, if you will, to kill the baby and let the baby survive? Because, of course, the baby could not recognize him or be a witness to what happened. So I thought this could be a possibility.
You know, that's a great point. It makes you wonder, he had an ounce of compassion if he did this, just a small amount to not harm the baby. And the baby's doing well, as we understand this morning. So thank goodness for that. Jennifer, the idea that this guy could be on the run and be a big threat to society. What do you think about this? A suspect like this guy, how long might he stay on the run before he's caught?
Well, Julie, this is the type of guy that is really critically dangerous because he is willing to kill, as we've seen, 4 people to avoid detection and any witnesses, I believe. Could there have been something more personal? Could somehow he have intersected with this family? That's certainly a possibility. But nevertheless, the fact that he is out here on the run, he is going to be so desperate and so dangerous.
Oh, definitely. Jennifer, this has really shaken the small community where this happened. I have a clip for you. It's from station KFVS. This is a neighbor talking about it.
Know that murderers come down through here. I mean, yeah, it's scary. Who could have done that? Who could have left a baby at it somewhere with strangers outside in this heat? I mean, who would do that?
Thank goodness the baby was found in time. Jennifer, tell me, what advice do you have for folks in this community that are just living on edge right now, wondering if they're going to be next or if this guy's going to try to take shelter on their property?
Well, a couple of things, Julie. First of all, people hunt where they live, in and around where they live, work, and are familiar. So I believe this individual would be familiar with this community and somehow connected with this community for him to commit this crime here. People definitely need to lock their doors. That should always be the case. Don't leave your keys in your car. A lot of people do that. This person will be looking for, to change vehicles. Be on the lookout for things missing, such as food, or maybe somebody did get in your area and you notice just things out of place. Report any small thing. It could be a huge clue.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point. Jennifer, in terms of being on the lookout for this guy, do you expect a guy like this to try to alter his appearance or do something to try to be in disguise?
I think that's very possible. With a guy like this, he's on the run, he's desperate, and he's going to do anything to avoid detection.
Jennifer Coffindeffer, always great to have your expertise. We'll continue following this story. I love seeing all of your tweets on X about this case and many others. Thank you for coming on this morning. We'll see you again soon. Still to come here on Opening Statements, what comes next for Fatima Ali after her parents were acquitted of attempted homicide?
Have you spoken to your husband, Ihsan?
My husband also.
How's he feeling?
I pray for him. Maybe he get out soon.
Welcome back to Opening Statements. Now for what's tipping the scales. The attempted honor killing trial ended with an acquittal on the top counts for Ihsan and Zahraa Ali. They were accused of trying to kill their teenage daughter, Fatima, who was 17 years old at the time. The jury found them guilty of some lesser charges for dad, most notably second-degree assault. He's only looking at a maximum of 12 months in prison, though he's already done 8. Mom was released from jail last night, and she ran right into the arms of her oldest daughter. She also spoke to Court TV. Take a listen.
If you could say anything to your daughter Fatima, what would you say to her right now?
I hope she come back in the home. I hope that. I love her. Really, I love her. I need she come back in home. Sooner sooner I need to come back.
Yeah. Have you spoken to your husband, Ihsan?
My husband also.
How's he feeling?
I pray for him. Maybe he get out sooner.
Yeah.
He get out sooner.
So what's next for you?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? Really, my family is easy, you know. My husband, he go job. I'm take care of my kids. I don't have anything. I stay like in U.S. I come in like 30 years. I don't have anything. Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I do everything, all what they need. But I don't know, my daughter, she like, teenager.
Yeah. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home?
I'll go eat my food. Want tea? I miss my food. And my kids.
Yeah. Do you plan to call your sister?
Yes, my sister.
Yeah.
My husband.
Yeah.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think of her reaction to her release and the idea that her daughter can come back home and everything will be fine? Let me bring back in retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer. Jennifer, thank you for staying on with us for some reaction to this. Mom, it's like, is she on another planet here after what happened, that she thinks this is going to be normal?
Julie, that reaction was horrible. She seemed more worried about the food that she missed than her own daughter. And I tell you, this ruling is really, I just shakes everybody. And it comes down to the judge saying that the background of honor killings would not be allowed. I just wonder if truly the jury would have had that as a background, if things would have been different. But her reaction, Julie, is jaw-dropping.
Jennifer, I think you're exactly right. For anybody who missed it, the judge had made a couple rulings, as Jennifer mentioned, no mention of honor killings, no mention of an arranged marriage. So as you said, Jen, the jury didn't get the full picture, the backdrop, and the cultural issues that were at play in this family home, where they wanted her to move to Iraq, marry an older man. She did not want to do that. She's in love with her boyfriend, Isaiah. And I say thank God for Isaiah, because I feel like this could have been way worse if he hadn't jumped in when he did. I was just gobsmacked seeing that mother. It's like she's like just on another planet, the way she's reacting. Jennifer, I'm wondering if she also is kind of under the father's thumb, so to speak. I wonder if he also controls her inside the home, because the way that she goes there that day with him, I know she had less culpability than the dad, but it's like, I wonder if she's fearful of him. She didn't seem like it in the interview, but would love your thoughts on that.
Yeah, you know, I have actually a very, very close friend that was married at the age of 15, out of the country, has 7 children here, arranged marriage, and that is the culture. And I tell you, the woman in that culture is absolutely subservient. They're not supposed to have any decision-making ability. They're just sort of told what to do. But I think when you grow up in that culture, it's very hard to estrange yourself from that and not see that as normal.
Right, Jen, right. And to your point earlier, if the jury didn't get to hear all about the culture, it makes you wonder, did they have a full, complete picture to judge this on? Were you surprised at the verdict in any way?
I actually was, and let me say why. The verdict, particularly concerning her father. This was on video. This was a savage attack. This was relentless. The young girl was, unconscious. This was an awful strangulation, and how that could not be seen as attempted murder. I truly think they needed the backdrop of the motive. I think that's probably what they struggled with. Why would this father do this? But this was clearly, in my opinion, an attempted honor killing.
Jennifer, I'm with you. Attempted honor killing and attempted homicide for sure. I see attempted homicide all day long. If I was on that jury, it would be a very easy decision for me with Dad. And my lawyer brain could convict Mom too, because knowing the crime, the elements, I think they were right to charge Mom. She certainly didn't rescue her daughter. But I could also see where a jury maybe wouldn't see it with Mom. The mother's verdict didn't surprise me as much, because we don't see her engaging in the attack. She's just standing by doing nothing.
Yeah, I agree, Julie, and I think that that's why they weren't going to go there. This is a mother. You could see her there, but not really actively trying to commit this crime. So I understand the verdict on that side. Not that I necessarily agree with it, like you said, when you look at it truly from the legal standpoint, but without that backdrop, I will forever say that probably those jury members, if they would have known that, might have had a different verdict.
I think you're exactly right, Jen. Jen, I want to ask you about your safety concerns for this young lady. You're such a great champion for victims always. And even though the verdict, it is what it is, and perhaps justice wasn't served. I think it wasn't served here. That's my opinion. This child may very well have her safety in jeopardy. I'm curious what you think, really, as a law enforcement expert, somebody who has expertise in the area of domestic violence, seeing this child going back in that home like mom wants her to come back home, come have dinner, honey. Like, would you be afraid that something bad could happen to her?
Well, she should absolutely not go back home. Remember, at the heart of this, she's still not willing to go to Iraq and marry an older man in an arranged marriage. And so she's still going to be a target because she's refusing to do that. So she's absolutely in danger if she goes in that environment again. And secondarily, the counseling that this young woman is going to need. Look, these are her parents that attempted, at least ostensibly, to kill her. Can you imagine how that must feel to be so abandoned and targeted like that?
Jennifer, that's such a great point. And she's so young too. She just turned 18. And brains are still forming at that age. Like you said, to feel that abandonment at that age, that's going to stay with her. I hope she can get some therapy and have some support. I know you do too. We saw in the trial, she's really, like, literally leaning on Isaiah's family for support. We saw her being comforted by Isaiah's mother. I wonder if that is where she'll find some stability and some normalcy by sticking with her boyfriend's family. It seems like they're still very much in love and together and want to live a healthy, happy, safe life.
Yeah, what a godsend, right? I mean, she seemingly has found love. It's not like she's 13 years old. She's an 18-year-old young woman. I mean, she's getting ready to go out into the world and go to college or do something else to make a living. This is not really a young girl. And from this aspect, I'm so glad that she has that family support.
Oh, I know you are, Jen. We wish her all the best as she continues healing and hopefully can do that safely. And we'll monitor what's going on with the parents. Her dad will be sentenced here relatively soon, but we know he did 8 months already. He gets credit for that time served, and even if he gets the max of 12, he'll be home soon. Agent Coffin Daffer, we need to let you get going. Thank you so much for sticking around to do a second segment with us. We appreciate you so much. Have a great weekend. And
thank you, Julie.
Thank you. And friends at home, thank you so much for being with us on this Friday morning. We got a lot coming up ahead, so go refill your coffee. And if you liked today's episode, if you missed the interview at the top of the show with Erica Torres, you can always watch it again. We pop up the episodes every day for you on courttv.com. Just click on that red shows tab. When we come back, we're going to Florida together. We got a brand new trial. A man has been convicted for murdering a former NBA player.